Well, hello there, humans, hippies, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and if you're lucky enough indeed to be doing it too. I'm Bushka, and this is Pubg Mobile. What do you think of them apples? Come on, get wrecked and like it. Tap, tap, over, under. Today we're going to be looking at a couple of the dirty little tips and tricks I use to stay alive longer and win more chicken dinners. And then I'm going to talk about the very, very early game when you first land in the parachute and start trying to stay alive. And I'm going to talk about that with relation to maybe thinking it through a little better. Because let's face facts, PUBG Mobile is all about thinking the game through. The better you think the game through, the more likely you are to win. Now, the first trick I'm going to show you is actually, well, it's something you might well know yourself, but a lot of people don't do this. And it's such a simple way of being successful and actually clearing people with not a lot of risk. And it comes from driving the vehicle in a particular manner. I'm going to show you an example of me in a UAZ solo in a duos game. And I'm driving along happily just near President Mansions. And you can see there's a car that pops up on my right-hand side there. Now, I'm going to clear both these guys. I'm going to clear them pretty successfully. You're going to see a nice shot here on the guy in the passenger seat, and then I'm going to hammer the driver's seat as he comes back around. But how did I do that? Well, it's really quite simple. Lots of people don't do this. They stop the car completely, they jump out of the car, and then they start engaging the target. If you watch the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, you'll see that there is a passenger seat there. All I've got to do is tap that button and it gets me in the passenger seat. And then I'm already firing before the car has actually stopped. In fact, I don't leave the vehicle at all. I can zoom in, reload, go again, get back in the driver's seat and drive off. I do this all the time, and you would be flabbergasted, you would be amazed at how many people wait for the car to stop before they get out of the car, start aiming down sights, and then get creamed by the bloke sitting in the back seat of a Dacia. And you can see the bloke trying to get to the shore there as the circle's going towards military base. There's also some random guy AFK in front of us, just right there in front of us at the rock. The beauty of this is twofold. It's not just that you get your shots off earlier, it's that then you just swap seats and start driving again. And you get out of there even when people are shooting at you. Now that's a great little trick for you to extend your life, get more kills, and just be an all-round better human. Next up, I want to talk about early game. Now, there's two things going on with the way I play early game. And the thing that, if I'm really serious and I'm not just mucking around and hunting for footage, the thing that I really pay attention to is the information both that I've gained on the way down in my parachute and that I can see on the mini-map. Now, I saw two parachutes land near me. I'm expecting to see two people around this vicinity, and I'm not disappointed. We do find them and we clear them. We've looted incredibly well here for church. We've found two scars, an M416, a 4x scope, and an AR suppressor. Like, get wrecked. That is ridiculous. Now you can see we're going to clear these two guys. Now this is the perfect situation, right? This is as good as it gets. You've got all the great weapons. You've found them straight away. You can see another bloke down there on the mini-map with his footsteps. You win, 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 win. But what about when it's not such a simple situation? I found a Scar L here. I can see that there is someone out there. I can see gunshots popping up to the right-hand side of the map there. To the right-hand side, to the western edge of the map there. And I know that there's someone over there. So what am I going to do? Well, instead of charging over there like a lunatic, I'm going to camp him out. You can see he's just coming around that corner there. So if he's going into the warehouse, I am going to look at the other end of the warehouse, wait for him to pop out and clean him up. Why is this so important? I'm using the human tendency to overloot. What is overlooting? Okay, you can't win the game in the first 30 seconds. You quite simply can't win it in the first 30 seconds, but you can absolutely lose it. And the way lots of people lose these games early on is by overlooting. There's someone down there, I clear them, kill them. There's another person down here on the left, right, underneath me. They know I'm there. I can hear them running around. I can see their footsteps. I can see their footsteps going around the southern part of the map, and now they are on the eastern part of the map. So they are down in the bottom level in that corner. They're still freaking looting, okay? Once you get a UMP or something good like that, and you have information on where everyone is, camp them out. People try to loot like the end of the game is in 1 minute. Like they're going into final circle after the next circle. Like it's all over after the next circle. They will run towards loot. Even when they've seen parachutes land in the area, they will still run towards loot. And that gives you an advantage if you're clever enough to get a good weapon and go to a position where you expect them to be. If you read the map, look at the footsteps, and work the numbers, you'll be really, really, really successful. Now, in that vein, I want to talk a little bit about crate camping. You're going to see some really obvious stuff in game. And I've done it before. I've camped a crate where I had an amazing crate defense just outside of school, actually, in the double-story red building near school. And that's not this. This isn't about your standard crate. You can see I am camping crate. Everyone knows it. Bloke's going to turn up at that crate over there on the eastern side of the map. There he goes. We're going to clear him. What I'm talking about is long-range crate camping, not big airdrops. I'm talking about just normal crates. Now, I've killed a guy on the road in this instance, and I've left him there because I've seen cars driving around. And sure enough, someone has turned up to loot the crate that is in the middle of the road. And I've just let it happen. All I've done is wait. Now, I probably waited about 2 minutes, but I didn't have anywhere else to go. I've got a car up here with me. I've got plenty of time, and we get the kill. People are not patient enough. People try and outmuscle the game. There's no need to outmuscle the game or outthink the game. You're going to see another great example of people being far too aggressive here. I get a nice shot in on this guy. Get a headshot there, so it's very easy. He's only 2 more taps. There's 1, 2. We've got him, and someone has a crack at me. Fair enough. I've been very, very loud, very, very noisy. I've got a kill out there on the guy in the buggy. I get a lucky bounce off the pan. I've got to get to cover, and I do. If someone is running away from you into a house, don't chase them. Especially not over large open sections of ground. If it's house to house and there's good cover and you can get there, cool. But I can sit up here in this house. I can bandage up. I can pop some Vicodin, a couple of Red Bulls, and I can hear, if anyone approaches the house, I'll hear them. And now I'm going to jump back onto my M416, switch it to full auto again, and see if the bloke who was shooting at me is pushing in yet. And lo and behold, there she is. You can't miss someone and then go and try and shoot them again. It doesn't work. Finally, I'm just going to show you one more little tip here. Now, this is something that you're probably doing anyway, but I just find this to be, I mean, it's something I don't see enough of. If you've got a 4x scope and two weapons, why aren't you swapping them around? This isn't because I do great on this. I do this constantly. If I've got a 4x scope, I'll swap it between the AR and the Kar98, depending on the situation, and then I'll go from full auto on the AK to single tap, because I'm hoping that the guy who I just knocked comes running out of that smoke and I can nail him. I miss him, didn't really lead it far enough, so don't do well there. Reload, go back here, pull down the hill, open up the backpack again, swap scopes, back to the 4x on the AK, on the Kar98, switch back to the Kar98, go back down, and you're going to see, even as I move between each shot, I also lean a little bit sometimes just to put them off and make the angles a little bit more interesting. The point of this is not to show you that I can't aim, because, I mean, I just got a 30-hour flight when I was doing this, by the way. I was pretty screwed. It's just to show you that you can get a lot more utility and diversity out of your loadout if you start swapping scopes and things around and suppressors depending on the range and the kind of weapon you want to use. This is Swim Club, by the way. This is when the zone screws everyone and you end up swimming around in a river together, and you just all drop all your gear on the ground and have a good time. If you want to become a patron, please do. We do regular streams. Patrons get instant access to that Discord in an email when they sign up, and there's lots and lots of cool videos for patrons as well. Yeah, basically, look after yourselves, guys, and stay safe on the battlefield. Bye for now.